It appears that Sofaygo is still very much signed and a part of Cactus Jack, with the news of him being in the lineup for the Cactus Jack NBA All-Star Weekend. If you had watched my other videos about Sofaygo, I have speculated that Sofaygo could have been dropped from Cactus Jack. If you remember, about 2 months ago, Travis Scott unfollowed Sofaygo on Instagram. Now I said very many times that it's very possible that this was a simple mistake, and it seems that it was. However, I will say it's a little weird that he isn't following Sofaygo on Instagram and that he's his own artist, but he's not following him. Not that big of a deal though. I will mention Sofaygo doesn't follow Travis Scott or Cactus Jack either, so that could play a factor. But to get back to him being a part of the lineup, Travis Scott had announced that he was hosting and having his label artists perform for the NBA All-Star Weekend. He released a teaser with Don Toliver, Sheck Wes, and DJ Chase B. I thought about making another video when this teaser was released, but I wanted to wait till the official lineup was announced. It was announced on February 16th that the official lineup would include Sofaygo along with the rest of Cactus Jack's members, as well as Roddy Ricch. So with that being announced, Sofaygo must still be signed to Cactus Jack. And I'm going to detour here, and I know it's a couple days past the All-Star Weekend now that was in Utah, and I saw the clips. Travis Scott announced that Don Toliver would be releasing an album, which I'll have a video I'm going to be doing before he releases his album this Friday. He also announced that Sofaygo would be releasing an EP, and then he announced that Sheck Wes would have something, whether that's an album, EP, maybe just a few songs. But then after that, he did announce Utopia, and I'll have a video where I delve into that more and talk about Utopia. But I do want to just quick mention that this is a few days after I typed out what I was going to talk about, and he had mentioned that Sofaygo was still part of Cactus Jack. I mean, obviously he very much still is. Travis Scott wouldn't say he's releasing an EP under his label if he wasn't signed with him. So very clearly just a simple mistake of just not following each other on Instagram, which honestly no one really cares about. In today's image, you want to have like 3 followers and be like super mysterious and like no one really knows about you. Now, I've heard that Sofaygo is still somewhat independent. I've heard that Sofaygo is just releasing under the Cactus Jack label, and he's still in control of his sound and what he wants to release. I could be wrong, but from what it sounds like, Sofaygo was in control of his career the entire time, and Cactus Jack was just trying to help promote him a bit more. Sofaygo is currently on tour with Nav, and there was tons of speculation that the reason he wasn't on the teaser for the All-Star Weekend was because of the tour with Nav. It appeared to have conflicting dates. However, since it has been announced and happened, he was a part of it and is still a part of Cactus Jack and was able to do his tour alongside as well. And shout out to Sofaygo for making that work, because I saw the tour dates. I believe he had a show the 17th and the 19th, and I think he performed the 18th. So he had 3 shows in a row, and shout out to Faygo. Like, honestly, I know it seems like I've been hating on him a little bit, but I really truly do love what Sofaygo is doing. I think a few of the things he's done as far as career-wise have been a little iffy. However, what he's doing right now, I am really messing with, and I think he is on a fast upward trajectory. I'm glad to hear that Sofaygo is still a part of Cactus Jack, and I think if he gets a Travis Scott feature on Utopia, Sofaygo could blow up massively this year. I know in my past videos I made it seem like I'm hating or don't really like Sofaygo. However, I really want Sofaygo to succeed. So if he gets on Utopia, that will be life-changing for him. Now, I know I mentioned earlier that Travis Scott had mentioned Utopia would be dropping soon after all his other artists under Cactus Jack released. Now, with Travis Scott, soon, we don't know what that even means. However, it does seem that it will be this year, from the way he's resurfacing and talking with crowds, and it seems like he's been working on Utopia for quite some time now. So if Sofaygo is a feature on that, like Don Toliver was with Can't Say, I mean, honestly, it will change Sofaygo's life. He'll probably go from whatever he's at, like 5 million monthly listeners to 10 by 2024 this time next year, if everything does play out like I think it will. Because honestly, Utopia will change his career. I don't think people understand how big Utopia is going to be. I just don't. It's going to be crazy. I just know Travis Scott will deliver. He has been cooking in the studio, and if he has Sofaygo on that project, it will. I mean, Sofaygo could be doing massive numbers. I could be wrong. I could be, but I just don't. It's hard for me to see a reality where Sofaygo doesn't have the same trajectory that Don Toliver had when he got his feature. Now, has he had some rough starts so far? I would agree with the whole Pink Hearts thing, but we'll see. We will see. And I'm really excited to see where Sofaygo goes from here. I can't wait to hear this EP. I heard the little snippet there. I'm actually liking the sound he's going with. It's got that rage almost, but also melodicness to it. I like it. I'm liking where he's headed. I'm excited, and I'm excited for Sofaygo, and I just can't wait to see where it heads him. Like I mentioned earlier, if Sofaygo does get a feature on Utopia, and he has a great feature and the song is fire and all that, he could have a year like Don Toliver did in 2020 with a massive album and just blow up on the scene. If you remember back in 2020, Don Toliver hadn't fully blown up or cemented himself as an artist at that point. He was just pretty much known as the guy who was with Travis Scott and had that feature on Astroworld. And then he got some popular songs, being that No Idea, After Party, and I could really see Sofaygo heading down a similar path that Don Toliver took, and I could see Travis Scott wanting him to take that similar path. So I'm excited to see where Sofaygo's career goes from this point, now that we have some more information and have something to look forward to, honestly. Like, it seems like we could get a new Sofaygo EP very soon, maybe within the next couple months, and then maybe a couple months after that we get Utopia, and who knows? I mean, 2023 really could be his year. I can't wait to see how Sofaygo's career goes over the next year, because it's a very important year for him. And thanks for watching.